Hi guys, this is another video for Jewel for Real. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about names that I loved, but I didn't choose, that I'm not gonna be choosing for this pregnancy here. I'm gonna be announcing the baby name soon that we did choose, but in this video, I'm gonna talk about names that, like I said, I love, but I didn't choose because hubby didn't like it, so he nixed these names. And I love them so much, but I wasn't able to pick them. Unfortunately, you gotta go with what your husband and you like, not just what you like. So guys, the first name that I loved but I didn't choose was the name Natalie. Yes, I love the name Natalie, which is A-D-A-L-I-E. But my husband nixed it because his grandma was named Ada, and he just thought it sounded old-fashioned. And I didn't think it sounded old-fashioned. I thought it sounded cute and original and not something that you hear every day. Kind of sounds like Natalie with a little bit of a twist. Yeah, he didn't like it because of it being old-fashioned. It reminded him of his grandma or like Adelaide. I thought that would be a good thing, reminding him of his grandma, but he just thought of it as old-fashioned. But Natalie is a name that means noble, and it's like German. So I think it's very pretty for somebody to choose. Very, very cutesy and different. I mean, what you'll notice with my names is I like unique names and different names that you don't hear every day. I have a daughter named Talia and another daughter named Kaliana. So I just like the more unique names. If it's in the top 100 or 200 names, it turns me off. I mean, I still like names that are in the top 1 or 200, but it just like suddenly if I find out that it's in the top 1 or 200, I just all of a sudden automatically don't want to use it. I also like derivatives of Natalie. I like Adalia, and I like Adeline and Adelina, but all of those I was thinking of as options, but because he just didn't like the Ada sound, I had to get rid of those names for this little girl. Another name that my mom suggested to me that I was considering was the name Alanya, and that's A-L-A-N-Y-A, and it's actually a city in Turkey, my mom found out. And it's, besides it being a city in Turkey, it's also a Hawaiian name meaning orange tree. I think it's very pretty. My mom knows my style. It's different, and I tend to like names with A's and L's in it, but my husband nixed it because he thought it sounded too close to Kaliana, and like it was a tongue twister saying, because our other daughter's Kaliana and Alanya. It is a pretty decent tongue twister, so we had to nix it for that reason. But it is a very pretty name and different. I never heard it before. I heard of Alana before, but not Alanya. Another name that I was considering and my husband nixed was Analia, or Analia. So I think it's very pretty. I would, spell it A-N-N-A-L-E-A instead of A with one N, because I didn't really want anal in there. I know some people mentioned that before. I didn't want to be associated with that, but I would have pronounced it probably Analia. I was considering that because my grandma's name is, and my grandma's middle name was Anna, and I thought it'd be neat to kind of pass on something from her, because I loved her. She was very special grandma to me, and she passed away last year. So I was like thinking it would be really neat to kind of like have a girl's name with Anna in it, but just like a derivative of that, because Anna's too plain for me. Randy didn't like it for multiple reasons. He didn't like it because Anna, he thought she might get Anna or Anna for short, and I don't even really like that either, because it's too plain for our family if she got that nickname for short. But also for he just also thought it sounded too close to Kaliana again. Kaliana and Analia. They both have the Anna and the Lee sound in them. So for that reason it got nixed. But Analia is a gorgeous name. It's a Spanish name, and it means grace, favor. And I just thought that was really pretty. I also was thinking of other names that had Anna in it that were different. Another name was Annalise. That was too common for me because when I looked it up, it was in the top 200 actually names, even though I don't really hear it. I was surprised. In America, it's in the top 200, and so because of that, I nixed it. And I actually nixed it, not Randy, but he probably would have nixed it anyway because we're also worried, like I said, again, about the Anna and Anna shortening. But that is a Latin name, and it means grace by God's bounty, so it has very good meaning. So if you want to do Annalise, it's very pretty, and if you could always call her Annalie for short, or Annalie, instead of just plain Anna or Anna. Another name we were considering was Audrina. I love the name Audrina. I love the way it sounds, although I had some people say they didn't like it because it reminded them of, because they thought of the name adrenals, like the body part adrenals. And once somebody said that to me, it kind of ruined it for me. But I still love the name Audrina, but we just decided not to choose it. The name we chose, we ended up liking better. But Randy really liked the name Audrina, and it really was one of the top names on our list. Also, it kind of sounds like Natalie, but I also had Avalie and Aveline on the list, very close to Natalie and Adeline. But because Randy was having such a problem with the Ada part of that name, I thought, well, maybe if I switch it to a V instead of a D, he would go for it. But he still didn't go for it. It still wasn't one of his favorites. But I still think it's very pretty. Avalie is a German name, and Aveline is actually a French name, and it means the hazelnut tree. And the other reason why my husband nixed the name Aveline is because he thought that it reminded him of Anne of Green Gables. The sequel is called Anne of Avonlea. I love that movie. It's like one of my favorite movies. I watch a lot. My daughter watches it quite often. And so to him, he doesn't like that movie, and it reminds him of that movie. And he thinks with 3 daughters and myself, he doesn't want to be reminded of it even more. The other name we were considering that we liked was Delaney. I thought Delaney sounded really cute. It was in the top 200 when I looked it up. I didn't realize it had gotten so popular, but I do think the name Delaney is very cute and different. It means the descendant of a challenger. So because of it being in the top 200, we nixed Delaney. But Delaney is a very cute name to choose. Another name I had on the top list was Lavinia. Now, hubby didn't like that. He thought it sounded too strange for him, but I loved it. I just thought Lavinia sounds very pretty and unique. I'd never heard of somebody named Lavinia before. If you spell it with an A, you would just say Lavinia, but if you spell it with an I, you could do Livy for short. It means mother of the Romans, and it also it was a daughter of a king, of a real king. And her name was Lavinia, and I think that's so pretty. But I also like the derivatives of Lavinia, which was Lavina, Lavanya, and Lavana. I know they're all very different sounding, but like I said, I love different names. And so again, that was Lavana, Lavanya, Lavina, Lavinia. Lavinia is the original name. Another name we were considering that got next was Michaelia. I just thought Michaelia was very different and pretty. It's a derivative from Michaela. And I do really like the name Michaela, but it's just too heard of and common for me. So I ended up switching it to Michaelia. And that's something you don't really hear. And I can have the spelling right here like I did for all the other ones. I just thought it was really pretty. You could call her Kalia for short if you wanted to. But my husband ended up nixing it because he thought, because we had a daughter named Kaliana, he thought Kaliana and Michaelia were both, he didn't want 2 really long names next to each other to try to say, because they both are 4-syllable names. I don't know why he didn't have a problem with 4-syllable name with Kaliana, so I don't know why he had a problem with a 4-syllable name this time around, but because of that, it got nixed. But I think Michaelia would have been pretty. Another name that we liked and didn't choose was Melina, Velina. Melina means love, beauty, truth, and it's very different. You never hear of it. But again, it just is not the name that didn't stand out to my husband. He didn't really love it. But I thought it sounded pretty. Melina. yeah, just another name that I loved but didn't get chosen this time around. And last but not least, the one other name that I loved that we didn't choose on as our name was Melina. I love the name Melina. It kind of sounds like Valina, but Melina. Melina was actually higher on the list than Valina. So my husband actually really loved Melina, and my son Cohen really loved the name Melina, and it was so funny because Cohen ended up kept saying, "I want Melina. I want her name to be Melina, Melina, Melina." And I'm like, maybe I guess since it didn't get chosen this time, I guess you should name your daughter Melina when you have a daughter someday. But it is a very beautiful name, something you don't hear too often, and depends on how you spell it, on what it means, and where the derivative is from. If you spell it this way, it means honey, and is Greek. So Melina, Melina, means sweet honey. So it has a very cute meaning. Melina, spelled Milena, is actually Slavic and means gracious beloved. So Milena means that. You can also spell Melina Malena. There's lots of ways to spell it. And that's actually Hebrew. It means like from Magdalia. So you can spell it that way. And then the fourth way you can spell it is Malina. And that is actually means like multiple things. It actually means either the same. In Hebrew it means it's of Magdalia. It also, in Celtic it means disciple. And also in Greece it means the same thing as the other way you spell Melina, which it means honey and sweet. So, but any way you spell it, I think is pretty. The only thing is, if you spelled it Melina, I was worried that you get Mel for short, and I don't like Mel for short. But Melina is a very beautiful name that was actually our second choice on choosing a girl's name this time around. But ultimately, it got nixed to choose the name we are choosing now for our daughter, which you'll hear very, very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. The next video after this is going to be the name announcement and the 26-week bump date. So for Jewel for Real. So stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and comment below on the names that I suggested, whether you like them, you didn't like them, what other names you like, and any ideas for future videos. Make sure you subscribe if you didn't already, because I put out videos once a week for Jewel for Real. And I plan on putting out, because I love baby names, guys. I love talking about it. I love looking up baby names. So I plan on putting out more baby name videos. Like I saw that there's an ABC tag, baby name tag video kind of out and about. So I plan on doing stuff like that in the future too as well, because I just love talking about baby names. So until next time, guys, fly high and dream big.